So coming into that space, really, we talk about this industry, it's a people industry. And if
Indeed.
any industry is out there, people need to work together on all different levels.
Indeed.
So when you look at a construction site, you look at a building we're in right now, you've had the foundations dug by a machine, which probably uses machine control on sites in the future. Now you've had all the plasterers and everything else, the plumbers that you used to be coming in and doing that. And it's about how you connect those people together.
Sure.
And the one thing that always strikes me about the challenges that we see is the rework, the snagging, the issues.
Of course.
And it's all about digital when you look at that and say, we've got one version of the truth. We've got a 3D model now that can be updated and sent to everybody and things like that. So that everybody's working with the same things instead of the paper version that is probably version 2 when we're on version 22.
Indeed.
So how does digital work? How have Causeway and the businesses that you're now bringing into Causeway looked at some of those challenges and delivered more practical solutions? Because we don't want the complexity, we want the simplicity now.
I love that last piece, right? Because I learned a long time ago, the ultimate form of complexity is simplicity. Right. Because if you can simplify, the challenge for software companies is not what you add into the solution, it's what you can take out of the solution and still increase the value that you give back to your customers. So I think simplicity is key for this industry, and it's key to how we think when we bring software to market for our customers. How do we supply the processes? I think what is interesting about the promise of digital, and I think what the construction industry has a major opportunity to do, is to learn from some of the mistakes and the challenges that other industries have done.
Right.
So what do I mean by that? I think you can't decide to develop a strategy and think you're going to be digital the next day, the next week, the next month, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned a really key component about networking and how do you connect? Yeah. So how do you connect the person on the site with a goods received notice? How do you connect that to finance so that they know that that has been done, the notice is there, and actually they can now go pay? Yeah, that's what TradeX does, right? That's how we are working with the industry to digitize that process. How does Network Rail know that the person coming on site has the skill set and the knowledge and pass the tests that they need to do to be competent to go work on that rail or go work on that site? That is why we made the decision to go and acquire Reference Point, because they had fantastic capability. And then if you think about that, and now think about a digital ID for every construction worker in the UK. Where now we can help companies as people shift, it's inevitable, people shift, contracts end, because we know contracts are made up of many, many different projects. Contracts end and people move to new companies. But as that person moves, how do you know where they've been? How do you know what the skills are? How do you know that you're employing, right? So again, we have a fantastic opportunity to work with the construction industry and help with that digital ID process.